Hi, this is Robert from the Bobsphere, and this is my July wrap-up. Now, July was a very, very good reading month. All the books I read and liked were I would rate them between 8 and 10. But first, as you requested, because I did a poll, I'm going to start with the DNFs. There were 3. So, DNF number 1, this. Now, generally with my DNFs, they are always, most of the time, the wrong book at the wrong time. But sometimes there's a book I will not return to again. This is one. This is full of cookie-cutter characters, predictable scenes, and, the writing's okay. I noticed the historical aspect of Kabul, but it didn't work out for me. Anyway, it's called Little Coffee Shop of Kabul by Deborah Rodriguez. I did not like this. It's very stereotypical. No. So I'm not returning to this one. On the other hand, the other 2 are definitely wrong timings, and there's one has a funny reason. We'll go into that. Okay, so this is Your Ad Could Go Here. Oksana Zabuzhko, if I am pronouncing it correctly. These are short stories, but the translation I felt was too, not that I can read Polish, but sometimes the translation is flowing. Here the translation was too, stodgy. But it's probably a matter of wrong timing. I will return to this. Now this one is The Orchid and the Wasp by Caolinn Hughes. And the reason why I stopped this halfway through, I was really enjoying it, was because her second book came in the mail and I had to review that, and that took priority. So this kind of got a little bit pushed aside, but I will definitely return to this one. Definitely, because I was really enjoying it. Okay, so those are the DNFs. Now, let's start with the ones I read. Okay, so Rohinton Mistry, Tales from Firozsha Baag is a short story collection. This is Rohinton Mistry's first writings, his first book. And it's all centered around an apartment block full of middle class, or Parsi, I should say, Indians. It does suffer from the trappings of first writings. I think not most of the stories work, but sometimes, it just doesn't. There could be not a build-up. They didn't work. Maybe there's only 2 or 3 though. But it's interesting. It's about how social classes meet. Sometimes it's very funny. There's one story in here called The Collectors, which is absolutely amazing. I like the majority of the stories here. The last one as well, Swimming. I think it's called Swimming. Let's see. Swimming Lessons. That's a brilliant one as well. It's very good. And there's a little timeline. It's good. Rohinton Mistry has written better, but this is not a bad place to start if you've never read him. Okay, next. Okay, here we go. Again, there's no particular order really in this case. They're all good. Well, there's 2 standouts, and I'll leave those to last. So, Versiony de Pants, Vernon Subutex 1. It's actually a trilogy. It's about a man who used to own a record store, and he is kicked out of his house. The thing is, he has tapes of a dead rock star who was very famous, and lots of people want those tapes. So there's a kind of chase. But it's also a character study. It's also a social commentary. If you're a fan of Bukowski or Camus or Hemingway, I suggest you read this. This is very rough and tumble. It's good. It's fun. It's fun. I will read the other 2, but once the TBR pile starts going down. Okay. So, as I rarely read nonfiction or information books, here's one. Usually I try to vary my reading. This is the autobiography of Johnny Marr. I am a Smiths fan, and most Smiths biographies are not very good. So finally, we actually have his perspective. Morrissey's autobiography is more padding than anything else. It's not only about the Smiths, though. There's also about his time in the Cribs, Modest Mouse, his collaborations, Paul McCartney. I liked it a lot. It's recommended. And you don't have to be a Smiths fan, but a Johnny Marr fan to enjoy this. Okay, Three Apples Fell from the Sky by Narine Abgayran, if I am pronouncing the name correctly. This is translated from Armenian, and it's a bit like Firozsha Baag. These are stories set in a village, and all the characters interact with each other, but it works, instead of short stories, 3 arcs. One arc contains the main character Anatolia, who thinks she's about to die, and then she remembers her past life. Then the other one is about a farming family, and the third one is about Anatolia again. But all the characters mix and talk with each other, and their destinies entwine. I liked it. Recommended. This one is really good. So this is The Wild Laughter by Caolinn Hughes. And it's a satire, and it's a brilliant one. If you're a fan of Milkman by Anna Burns, it's more or less in the same vein, except the topic is about the economic fall of Ireland and the downfall of a family. Some bits are tragic, some bits are pure farce. It's all brilliant. I really enjoyed this. It is not an easy read because of Caolinn's particular style of writing. But if you're in an adventurous mood, check this out. You will not be disappointed. It's the second last of my Booker International readings. This is The Enlightenment of the Greengage Tree by Shokoofeh Azar. It's a magical realist story. It's about a girl who is dead in the Iranian Revolution, and she's narrating the story as a ghost. And it's about the trials and tribulations of her family, mixed with surreal moments, like the mice, or there's a woman who stays in a tree for 3 days, and lots of other things like that, with reality, which is actually more surreal, like the book burnings, and those are the best parts of this novel. The book burnings and the torture. So what's worse, reality or magical realism? Recommended. Okay, I have been a big fan of John Boyne for a long time, but I think he's just getting better and better with each novel, and this is his latest, A Traveller at the Gates of Wisdom. And oh wow, this is an epic story spanning 2016 years in many different countries, starting from year 1, until 2016. And the thing is, the details in one chapter continue in the next chapter, even though it's in a different country. The only thing that changes are the names of the characters to suit the vernacular of that country. And it's also a snapshot of society in that time. But it's a story about betrayal, adventure. It's very, very rollicking, you could say that. Yeah. Good stuff. If you're a fan of Boyne, you will not be disappointed. Now, the top 2, and then there's the caveats, but we'll leave those. So, the first one, and I did an individual review, so you can see that, and I'll link it down below, the box, is Ian Williams' Reproduction. I'm not going to go into this. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Read it. And the other one I really enjoyed is Eley Williams' The Liar's Dictionary. I hate saying this, but it's a very Robert type of book. So there's 2 timelines. One takes place in the present day, and it's about a woman who works at a dictionary. There's some problems. Let's go over that again. It's a woman who works in a publishing company, and they create this dictionary. Now she has a task. Someone in the very first edition put lots of invented words, and she has to seek them out. Now the second timeline is in 1899, and it's how those made-up words actually made their way into that first dictionary. It's about two lives, and they connect through little details. It is absolutely brilliant, and if you are a wordsmith, you have to read this. It's very accessible, though. Now, Booker season started, and I'm going to be doing individual reviews of books. Here's one, and I'm nearly done. So I'm going to consider this as read. So I'll be finishing it in the next 20 minutes. Is How Much of These Hills is Gold? I won't go into it because there's going to be an individual review. See that next week. And I just started this. I'm 30 pages in. Shadow King, Maaza, Mengiste, and it's about the Italian occupation of Ethiopia, but told through the eyes of the women soldiers. So far, I'm really liking this. Hopefully, this year's Booker long list, like last year's, it's going to be an enjoyable reading thing, but we'll find out. Okay, and that's it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, 14 minus 3. So around 11 books read. How was your reading month? Did you read any of these books? Would you like to read any of these books? Comment below. See you. Bye.